Hey guys, welcome to Knitting With You episode 6. Today is January the 24th, 2015, and I am Nikki. Today we have so much to talk about, which is kind of funny because I'm pretty sure next weekend I will have to record as well because we will hopefully have some winners for our January knit along. We'll be talking a little bit about that today. There is a little bit less than a week left for the January sock knit along. We will also be talking about cables, and we will talk about some future ideas for knit alongs. A couple ideas Lizette and I have been talking about, and as well as we want to kind of really get into our chat nights. I think we're going to do chat weekends instead. So let's get right to it. First of all, I want to say wow to Wally Chick and Little Mom to Two. You guys have been doing phenomenal on your socks. I'm enjoying the beautiful pictures you guys are taking. The yarn is so yummy and colorful on both projects, and you guys have been right on top of everything, posting pictures at the right time, and I am just in awe. I would wish that I could post more of mine, but unfortunately I thought it would be a good idea one night to bring my socks downstairs and knit in front of our pellet stove. And I didn't put my socks away before I went to bed, and I lost a needle, and I haven't found it yet. And this is tragic because my little munchkin really wants her socks, and I can't knit more on it until I find that needle. So I don't think I'm going to make the next week deadline unless miraculously I find that needle and I have nothing to do this week except for knit, which won't happen. With that being said, I can't wait to see how Wally Chick and Little Mom to Two's socks come out because I know they're going to be amazing. And I can't wait to pick a winner and give away the special prize, which I'm still not saying what it is. Because giving away things makes me happy, and you guys deserve it. So good luck. I hope one of you wins. Well, one of you will win, but you know what I mean. I hope you're excited. Okay, next thing to talk about. Cables. Our January knit along, like I said, is coming to a close on Friday. This Friday, the 30th. Yes, Friday the 30th. And we will have to then pick a winner and announce the knit along for March. Based on our member poll, it looks like we will be doing something with cables. Cables. I love cables. I do. They are squishable and they look intricate, but they don't have to be. And I think what we're going to do is let the members pick a cabled pattern of their choice within certain parameters. It's not set in stone yet, but I think that's what we're going to do because I think you would enjoy it more if you got to pick out what you were working on. And Liz and I have discussed that briefly, but we will chat about it more tomorrow. Excuse me. So, cables. They look intricate. If you've never done cables before, they can be kind of scary. But all you really need is a spare needle in the same size of whatever it is you're knitting with, and you can make some really beautiful knitwear. I have a pattern book here by Elsbeth Lavold, and I'm probably butchering her name, so I apologize. And it is called the Viking Knits Collection, and I believe she has 2 or 3 other Viking knits collections as well, but this is the first one she came out with. And each item in here has a unique type of cabling on it, and they look very intricate, but you shouldn't have to be too worried about it. I'll show you a close-up here of one of her cables. That's beautiful, isn't it? It looks kind of intricate, but everything in here is really well written out. And she's got everything from sweaters to mittens to hats. And she also has children's sizes, which is one of the reasons that drew me to this book. So you can see that cables can be incorporated into pretty much anything that you want to. And I have a special finished object to show you guys with cabling. And there's several reasons why I like this, but I'm going to show it to you real quick. You're going to have to excuse the Sophie hair, my fur baby. She has white hair and it kind of shows up on everything. So, but here is my cabled scarf that I knit. And it came out absolutely gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. It is long and it is squishy, squishy, squishy. And it really wasn't that intricate to do. You can see I used 3 different types of cable on this. But it's basically the same stitch idea, just moved around to create a different cable pattern. So you have cables that are leaning to the, well, it's kind of hard to see on the screen, but let's see, these ones go towards my left, and then I believe I switched them over later on, and then in the center I have what are called horseshoe cables, because they make this kind of nice horseshoe pattern here. And what it is the stitches you hold to the back are your centermost stitches, so they get pulled underneath the cable here, and you do end up with a little hole, but the texture is so thick that it covers it right up. But I liked this because I designed it myself. It's nothing fancy, it's just a combination of different cable stitches. And I think what I'm going to do for the knit along is I'm also going to post some links to some videos of other knitters who have posted about cables and some of my favorite different cabling techniques that they have. Another reason I really like this is this yarn looks amazing on this, and you'll never guess what it is. It is Simple Red Heart Super Saver, but the cabling has made it look so luscious, I think. And it's been washed a few times, so it's quite soft now. Acrylic does tend to soften as you wash it. But it's one of my favorite winter scarves. I wear it a lot. It's a lot of fun. And I'm going to see if I can find it real quick. But at the center of the scarf, I reversed the horseshoe on purpose. So when it hangs around my neck, the horseshoes all face the same way. But you can see, like right here, these are all facing down. And then from this point up, they're all facing up. So when I put them around my neck, the horseshoes are all facing the same way, but you can't really see here. But it worked out really nice, and I love it. So cabling's a lot of fun. You can get real creative with it. There's also ways to make your cables grow or shrink, and I know a good tutorial for that I will try to post. And there's also ways to make your cables move, so they're kind of intricate, and you can weave them around, or you can have them start at one side of your work and kind of make them go to the other side. You can't exactly work them horizontally. It doesn't work that way. They do have to have some sort of vertical motion for them to work. So that'll be a fun experience for anyone who hasn't knit cables. If you have knit cables before, perhaps you'd like to try to challenge yourself, because we do like to try to expand our knowledge and our ability in the knitting field. That's what our group is all about, learning new things and cheering each other on. So I'm really excited for that, and hopefully next week we will have more information for you about the March Cable Knit Along. Alrighty, next, what do I want to talk about? I'm sorry I'm not doing any screenshots, but I am recording on my itty bitty little notepad tonight because I am in my new office, which I'm going to give you guys a tour with it. This used to be an anteroom off of our kitchen, and for some reason whoever owned the home before us had the stove hookup in here, which made absolutely no sense to us. So we ended up moving the stove into the kitchen where it properly belongs, and we tore down all this tile and we remudded it, and I haven't picked a paint color for it yet, but I'm kind of liking the white. But more on that later. I'll give you a little tour of how it came out later. You can see my little cork board up here. This is some fine crochet work I have hanged up, along with some other little cutesy things. I have some artwork done by my daughter. Just a nice little stop. Yeah, so the crochet pieces you see up here are ideas for a pattern I've been working on, but I will talk about that at a later date and time. It is much too much for right now. We'll just say that. Okay. So talking about that, yes. Future ideas for knit-alongs. I just wanted to throw out there that Lizette and I are always talking about different ideas to how to get the members excited and into the group and participate in what we're doing. And I wanted to take a second to point out that we do have the viewers request thread on our forum for you guys to go ahead and shout out. I do have to apologize for not being able to give you guys a step-by-step sock breakdown like was requested on there, but I did try to point you guys in the right direction. Unfortunately, the way that I knit socks with 3 needles can be very confusing, and it's kind of hard to record, especially because all I have are my size 1s and they're so small, so it's kind of hard to see. So I did post a step-by-step tutorial on the project forum thread, and I also, for those of you who prefer written patterns, I posted a written pattern. So the video tutorial is by Knitpicks, and I believe it's one of the best out there. And then the straight vanilla cuff down socks pattern was written out, I believe, by the Knit More girls. I could be wrong on that. I can't remember, sorry. But yes, they are there for anyone who is curious, and I will leave that thread up for anyone who would like to try socks in the future. Okay, Lizette and I are kind of tossing around an idea, and I kind of would like some feedback on it from you guys. It's kind of bold, but we were kind of discussing having an event that is basically a create your own pattern type deal. I know that sounds really intimidating to some of you. To others, it might have been something you've been thinking about before, but the purpose of the group is to try to get each other to, you know, expand. And I think a great way to expand your skill set would be to try to create your own pattern. We are just in the itty bitty brainstorming process of this, Lizette and I. So any feedback you guys want to throw our way would be great. We're also thinking that we'd like to try to switch up some of the time spans for knit-alongs, or maybe throw something in there for something that's a little bit more integrated or complex for anyone who wanted to try something. So we have the month-long knit-along, and then we have the sweater year-long knit-along, which is what I'm working on right now. Yay! And Lizette was thinking about maybe having a knit-along that could last 2 or 3 months or something along those lines. Or if somebody wanted to do something really small, we could even try to do something that is maybe 2 weeks long instead of a whole month long. So we're kind of tossing around these ideas, and we kind of wanted to get some feedback from you guys. Let's see. I did want to point out that our sweater knit-along, our year-long knit-along, is being hosted by Lizette, and you do have until, I think, the 1st or 2nd week of February. Sorry, I keep looking up at my calendar. To sign up for that. So if you haven't joined in and you're curious, there's still time, and I would suggest you do it, because who wouldn't love to have their very own hand-knit sweater that you can wear and brag to everybody. I am working on a pattern called Driftwood, and I'm using Christmas colors because we have a whole year, and I'm hoping it'll be done by Christmas time next year so I can wear it is my Christmas sweater. Won't that be fun? Yes, I'm loving this pattern. It is very well written. Let's see. We also have a thread on our forums that is kind of a member questionnaire type thing. And Lizette was thinking that it would be a great idea to try to incorporate something outside of knitting to try to maybe give us a break or expand our creative abilities. And she was talking about a crawl, which is a craft along. So she posted a questionnaire up on our forums that I would really, really like to see some of our members get in there and talk about it. But it's basically a little blurb on, can you sew, or what are you interested in, or would you be interested in doing a craft along? And I think it's a really good idea. I think it'd be kind of fun. Lizette and I were even, thinking it'd be fun to make something and then trade with other members. So we'd, it'd be kind of like a bonding experience, tie us all together as a group. I think that'd be kind of fun. The last thing on my list to talk about is a chat night. I know I had briefly touched on this in the last episode, and Lizette and I were kind of talking about it, and I apologize to anyone who happened to pop into the chat room that for that time period that I had accidentally left myself signed in. I wasn't ignoring you, I swear. I just forgot that I had popped in there and one of the kids needed me or something, and I never got back to it. So, yes, I am sorry that I didn't chat with you. I just wasn't there. Sorry. But in regards to chatting, we have noticed that some of our members have popped into the room, and instead of trying to set a set time, because I know a lot of our viewers are in different time zones, different countries even, so we are going to try to set up chat weekends, where, and it's going to be very, very informal, very relaxed. And I believe our first icebreaker conversation is going to be, what are you working on? Because that's always fun to talk about. Everybody's interested in it who's in the group. And, if nobody's in the chat room when you log on, feel free to leave a blurb about it. And then, check back in a couple hours and see if anyone's commented. I know that I'll probably be popping in several times each day, but I won't be able to sit there for long periods of time. But I think this will be a really good idea, and we're going to try it and see how it goes. And of course, we always try to kind of steer everything towards how our members are feeling about it. Excuse me. So we're going to try that, and if it takes off, perhaps we'll pick a topic for each weekend to discuss. Or, any feedback you guys have, throw our way, because we'd love to hear it. And like I said, we're always trying to brainstorm new ideas. I'm sure Lizette will post something up in the What's New thread, because she's pretty on top of things. She's on top of things better than I am. Yay, Lizette! And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and, put this down and try to give you a quick little tour of my craft room. So we'll see how that goes. It's a craft room slash office, because I have a tendency to do my bill processing and such in here too. So I apologize if it gets a little shaky on the camera, but I'm going to try to be mobile here and untangle myself. Alright, let's see. Move that over here so I don't spill it. I'll set this out here so I don't trip on it. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Gather my cords. I'll unplug this. I'll set that aside too. Oh, it doesn't want to come out of the wall. Yeah. Okay. So. La, 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 la. Close up me. Here we go. We're gonna try to do this so you guys can see. So here's my little alcove where once there was a stove and a few cupboards, And basically what we did is we just tore everything down off the wall and we mudded it and we sanded it down real good, and then my husband kind of let me take it over. The first thing we have as you enter is my little filing cabinet. I have some artwork from my daughter on there. I have a little box where I keep my neutral colors. Tilt it up for you. My neutral colors, there's whites and grays in there. And then I have my little bulletin board where I have little notes and things. On the opposite wall, I have my calendar. Yay! With appointments and school stuff on there for the kiddos. And as we come in, we have my desk. My big desk, which is where I was just sitting at. On the top shelf, I have some pattern books and home improvement brochures and things of that nature. I have all my little balls of scrap yarn. I have some on my desktop too. I use them for my dragon project, which is very slow going. I have my needles in the corner. Can you see them? There they all are. I use mason jars because I am country like that, I guess. And then over here is my meager little basket of sewing supplies. I'm not a big sewer, but I do occasionally sew and I enjoy it. I have tucked away here a little Sterilite container where I keep the children's learning activities and aids and such. My little window with my plant. Yay! I have some boxes and some decorations. The little picture is actually a note, a little story my husband wrote when he was a child. I find it very endearing and I love having it here because when he's gone, I read it and it reminds me how sweet he is. Alright, sorry about that. For some reason, the capturing program just decided to cut off. And let's see, I was talking about this picture up here, something my husband had wrote when he was a little munchkin himself. And I read it because it reminds me of him when he's away, and it's very endearing and reminds me what a sweetheart he is on the inside. And I have my boxes, and what I keep in there are some pre-planned projects or projects that are in planning. And I'm not going to open them up and show you because they are in planning and nothing's set in stone. I do have a shawl in there, I believe, but I don't know if I'm going to go through it. And I think I have a blanket and the big one on the bottom. An idea for a blanket anyway, or a throw. I'm not sure. So what we did with the cabinets that used to hang above the stove is I decided I wasn't going to rehang them. I just kind of set them down, and they make a cute little window seat for me. I can sit there and just kind of stare out the window and watch the dog when she's outside and knit away or do whatever I'm working on, read or what have you. And the cabinets themselves turned out to be excellent storage for my yarn. And I'll show you this first big cabinet here is all of my specialty yarn. I have my hand spun, which I hate working with, but I love how the finished objects turn out, and it's so squishable and the colors are really nice. Over here I have my crochet thread. I have some woolies. I have some I can't remember the name of this, but I got it and I made a vest out of it for my daughter and she loves it. And I was thinking of making her some matching leg warmers. And on the very bottom shelf, which you can't see, is just novelty yarns like ribbon yarn and fun fur and things of that nature, which I don't use very often. And I usually only get them when someone gifts them to me or somebody has a special project that they've requested. I'm going to go ahead and set this on the floor real quick. Let's see here. Make sure you guys have a decent view. Down here, all I have really is just the rest of my yarn. And I've got it sorted warm colors and cool colors. So you can kind of see there. Nice, pretty. Makes a pretty picture, doesn't it? Maybe I'll take a picture of that. Post it on, make it the first picture of our yarn candy thread or eye candy thread, which I hope to have up and running soon. So there you have it, guys. That's my little studio office, what have you. And I love it, and I'm so happy I have it, and it's all set up now. And we're moving. I apologize. Whee! Yay. So I got a different microphone out because I noticed the first one was so quiet. So I'm hoping this works. And with all that being said, happy knitting, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.